Aye, some of you guys will be waking up this morning with your email now from LOCHAY Homes for the Windmill Gardens development in St Monans. This is the 30 properties that are on a launch on the 10th and 11th of April. So, some of the further details for the event I can see in here. The sales launch will happen virtually over the phone. It will be operated on a first-come, first-served basis. It literally will be a queuing system for this. Now, the phone number to contact for reservations is 01333 460 041. So 01333 460 041. If you phone any other number for LOCHAY Homes at that point on the 10th or 11th of April, you'll not get to be able to reserve one of these bungalows at the Windmill Gardens development in St Monans. It has to be 01333 460 041. So keep that number at hand, guys, and spread the word. Some of the other details they will have also the live launch will be at 10 o'clock on Saturday, the 10th of April. Calls will not be answered prior to that time. The lines will be open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the Saturday and the Sunday itself, and the launch and the queuing system will be in place as a result. LOCHAY Homes have a live feed on their website as well. I've put a post to their website in this post itself. At lochayhomes.co.uk, and that will be updated over the weekend, advising you of which properties have been reserved, so that if you're waiting in the queue, you'll be able to access that information as well. Now, some of the key things that you'll need for when you're reserving your property, if you get through, your name, your address, your email contact details, the chosen plot that you're after for LOCHAY Homes and the Windmill Gardens development. But what I would say to you is maybe have 3 or 4 plots that you're actually in your order of preference. So in other words, this is my best one I want, then a second choice, third choice, fourth choice, and even fifth choice. You never know, because you don't want to get to the end and then find out you actually get in there, and then you find out the properties that the plots that you want have actually gone, and you're left thinking, well, which one do I want now? Because once you put your reservation down and you pull out of that, you've lost your £500 deposit. It is non-refundable. So make sure you also have a credit and debit card as well to secure your reservation. Your solicitor contact details as well. If you don't have a local solicitor, you need to give them. Please feel free to contact us or message me direct, and I'll give you details of a local solicitor you can use at a very cost-effective, inexpensive amount in comparison to other solicitors. You don't know, solicitors' code is they're not allowed to compete on fees, and they're not allowed to advertise that. That's their code of practice by the Law Society. So I often tell people that actually you can get solicitors that do the same job, and you can get an inexpensive price from a really good solicitor. It'll save you several £100s. So more than happy for you to contact me if you want that information. If you're successful in getting through over the weekend, you can expect the following process to be in place. Your call will be answered by our sales team. You'll be invited to give your name and number, and you'll note down, and because they'll note that down immediately in case for any reason you're cut off, so they can call you back. You'll also be asked which plot you're interested in reserving, and if you can meet the qualification criteria outlined. There is qualification criteria outlined in here. The main one is you're going to be asked the question, do you know the current value of your house if you have to sell your house in order to buy this house? If you don't have the current value of your house, what does that tell them? You've made no effort to find out or to process. So that might actually go against you. So if you need the current value of your house, again, please feel free to contact us. I'm happy to pop out and do a quick valuation, a quick walkthrough for you, and give you an idea about the value of your house, so you can say, yes, I know the value of my house. They'll take your £500 reservation fee or your £250 reservation fee if you're going for the early birds. The early bird properties are ones that the price is not released yet, but they will tell you the price once it gets released. Now, it's not going to be an extortionate price after that. It's just going to be an uplift to reflect the current maybe material costs that have actually increased over time. So that's the reason that they're putting an early bird on it. So you can reserve it for £250 in the premise that when it gets released, you'll be told the price then. I was indicated that, there'll be a £5,000 increase or something like that at the very most. It's not going to be astronomical. So make sure you've got that in place as well. You'll also be given a sales reference number for your reservation, and make sure you take that down. Make sure you've got a pen and paper beside your phone when you're phoning. Following this initial chat, they'll secure your reservation. They'll then pass your details on to the second sales advisor, who'll call you back to complete the additional details for the reservation form itself. And this, in turn, will be sent to you from an electronic signature from their team for return. And please note, these callbacks may not happen immediately, probably because they'll be overwhelmed with the amount of calls coming in, and they'll be taking their place over the sales launch over the weekend and through into Monday itself. So don't worry, as long as you've got a sales reservation number, you have got a reservation on these properties. This approach will allow them to limit the waiting time for people trying to get through to secure other plots as well. So they appreciate your patience in that matter. Please be aware that any questions relating to the development of the reservation process should be asked ahead of the sales launch or kept until your dedicated follow-up appointment, as there will not be time to answer these on the initial call and field your questions at the same time. So it's imperative that they keep the waiting times for the people in the queue as short as possible. And they can only thank you for that cooperation. Now, key here as well is only one house reservation per phone call will be accepted. So in other words, you can't phone up if there's 2 of you in the house. Checked already. I've asked them that question. You can't phone up and say, there's 2 of you in the house, I'll just pass the phone to the other person who's wanting that reservation as well. You can get people to phone up on your behalf as well if you're not sure of the process or what to do. So that maybe gives you a strong indication that you could get maybe 3 or 4 several people actually phoning up on your behalf to see who gets through first. There's a top tip for you. So what happens if the plot you're interested in gets reserved? Well, they will have a list against each plot in case any cancellations arise, and these will be taken in the first come, first served basis. So when will the early bird prices be released? Well, the prices have not yet been agreed with the developer, so they'll keep you informed of when this becomes available and if you reserve an early bird home. What is the qualification criteria to reserve? A mortgage in principle or a promise, in other words, an agreement in principle, will ensure you're in a position to secure a mortgage for your new LOCHAY home. And they will require that you have this in place, or if you're a cash buyer. If you have a property to sell, here we go. If you have a property to sell, they will be looking for details of whether the property is already on the market, and if not, confirmation of an actionable plan to begin this process if you do get a reservation. In other words, that is a proper valuation and a proper marketing plan, and you have actually consulted someone like myself as an estate agent to make sure that you've actually thought about this and you know exactly what the next steps are for you. Now, there's quite a lot of people I've been out to see already, so hold tight. You know exactly what your plan is. We've all got it written down for you. For anybody I haven't been out to see you, please feel free to contact us, and I'll pop out and see you, and I'll give you an actionable marketing plan for when you get your home reserved, so we know where you stand in order to make sure everything works seamlessly and stress-free in that process. If you're looking to use the Help to Buy or the First Home Fund as a first-time buyer, this is available actually at Windmill Gardens at LOCHAY Homes. They actually are part of the Help to Buy smaller scheme. The Help to Buy big scheme is actually done. That was done in February the 22nd, I think it is. But they're actually on the list for Help to Buy smaller scheme application process. So you will get access to Help to Buy if you can, because they're on that list. This can be done by your financial advisor or your mortgage broker, and you should check your eligibility ahead of securing the reservation. Now, you have financial advisors by LOCHAY Homes as well, but in the East Nuke area, you have Cara mortgages, which are just in front of the co-op itself in Anstruther. So Cara Mortgages, that's Ian Thompson and Neil Bird are there on hand to help as well. And that's it, guys. If you've got any further information, please feel free to contact me on this post. Message me direct if you want. I'm more than happy to take any questions or help you with any answers that you may have or questions that you may have. And good luck in the process. There is ways to get in there before everybody else, and more than happy to answer these questions if you want to contact